Austin Talks Through the Movie. Howdy, I'm Austin Larson, and you're listening to Austin Talks Through the Movie. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm rejoined today by a guest I had on right about a year ago. A wonderful guest, one of my favorite guests, my brother Matt.
Thanks for having me back, Austin.
Of course. Well, hey, thank you for rejoining me. Let's see. Yeah, you were on right a little over a year ago, July 2020. We watched The Stuff together.
That's right. I'm almost a little disappointed you told me what movie we were watching this time.
Yeah, I know it was a lot more fun when I was telling you I think like right as we were going. The film we're watching today, it's a favorite of mine. I know you've seen it before, right? Before this episode?
Years ago, but yeah, before.
Okay, yeah, I just couldn't remember if we had both seen it before or what, but yeah, it was one that I couldn't find my DVD copy of it, and I was kind of pissed because I really wanted to watch it on DVD, simply because the DVD I purchased, I bought when I was like 19, and basically, I was fighting with Mom about God only knows what, but I ended up just going for a drive, and I ended up just kind of dicking around driving. I went to Hermiston, Oregon, of all places. And in Hermiston, there's Crazy Mike's Video. I don't know, is that still around, do you know?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was still around, but yeah, Crazy Mike's Video in Hermiston, that was, basically, it was back when Hollywood Video had kind of liquidated everything. That was the one, I guess, kind of the last Hollywood Video. I know that, isn't there like the last Blockbuster Video in existence? That's in Bend, right?
Yeah, I think I remember reading about that.
Yeah, I think it's in Bend, but yeah, Crazy Mike's was like it was the very last Hollywood Video, or one of the last, at least. Excuse me. But yeah, and they were selling shit off, and yeah, I think I bought, I bought The Brothers Solomon, not really knowing what it was, but knowing it was directed by Bob Odenkirk, and then I also bought a copy of Wrist Cutters that day. You've seen that film, right?
Yeah, I have.
Oh man, Wrist Cutters, that's a great movie. I don't know if that's available to stream anywhere, but it's a romantic comedy about two people who commit suicide. You know, I almost kind of think that would have been a better film to watch today.
I mean, they're both good films, definitely.
Oh, definitely. Both have their charm, both have their place, both have their touch. So yeah, today the film we're going to be watching, it's 2007's The Brothers Solomon. Of course, that was directed by Bob Odenkirk, which, I mean, a little surprised, but I think I kind of gave the cat away there a little earlier. But yeah, directed by Bob Odenkirk. That was a little surprising for me to hear about. How about you?
I didn't know a whole lot about the movie, but I guess I don't know, kind of going with you back when you said, this isn't Bob's best work, but still feels like his work.
Definitely.
So, I wouldn't say it was the most surprising thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I guess I wasn't surprised to hear it was a Bob Odenkirk film, but at the same time, it doesn't quite feel like his. This is a little bit of an odd one for Austin Talks to the Movie. We're going to be watching this film today. Like I said, I wanted to watch the DVD. It's not available to stream for free anywhere, but we can watch it on, Google Play, Apple TV, any of the major streaming services. I think you can watch it on YouTube for either a fee or free with ads. I'm pretty sure it's just a fee-based thing, but yeah, if you can find my show, you can find this movie. I'm just going to give a little bit of a brief synopsis here before we get into it. So John and Dean Solomon, Will Arnett, Will Forte, are two kind but lovelorn siblings whose social ineptness stems from childhood years spent in a frozen wasteland. Upon learning that their father's dying wish is to have a grandchild, the brothers set out to find wives and start families, a mission that may be doomed to failure. Alright, so we're going to be watching this online today. Matt, are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Alright, well, let's do it. Alright, man, so what'd you think of that?
It was something. Hard to think that I kind of forgot about this.
Yeah, right? Seriously, that one is a hard one to forget about. All right, there was, oh my god, that opening scene right there. There was so much exposition there, but I think that was probably the smartest way to do it.
That's what I was thinking too. Because normally, when you get a movie that's really exposition heavy, kind of really kills the mood. But this one, I think that it was relevant to the plot enough that and it made sense. That
No,
was sort of dating profile thing.
I agree, especially because I guess I got to like OK Cupid and Plenty of Fish like right when it started to lose ground and kind of bow to Tinder. I guess you're probably too young for that, but yeah, I mean, dating profiles at one point there was a lot of text involved. Where I feel like Tinder, that's kind of the head one now, or at least back when I was using dating apps, it was. And yeah, that one, it's all picture, I mean, it's all looks, no real substance. But yeah, so I feel like for that point in history, the dating profile thing was fucking excellent. And then that opening credit sequence, oh my god, just the beauty and the simplicity there. Very simple font, just fade in and out, just having the two main actors' faces against that green screen. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say, oh my god, did they like fuck up the original credit sequence and have to do something like the day before it was supposed to get released? I like how John's picking up girls at the grocery store. I mean, he could have gone to the bookstore, the video store. I mean, of course, at that point in history, probably not the dispensary, but he could have gone anywhere else, and he chooses the grocery store, probably the most expensive one.
That's what I really liked about the grocery store scene. It's just how out of place it is. Because, yeah, you're right. There are so many other great places that are kind of more designed for that with the grocery store. Just in, out, get what you need.
Seriously. And then I feel like Dean's, of course, he's having way better luck with the ladies, like, especially... Okay, right? Like, when he's meeting that girl's dad for the date and everything. To be fair, though, I mean, meeting girls' dads, that's always some awkward shit. You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time, the dads, they end up, liking me enough. Maybe a small conversation here or there. I had one whose dad really liked me a lot. Like, he wanted to be friends. I had one of those.
Well, you're a pretty cool dude. I mean, I like being friends with you, so I mean, I can't say I blame him. But I mean, okay, I've had some weird experiences. Like the first time I met Jessica's parents. Yeah, her dad didn't know Thailand was a country. Yeah, that was that was fucking weird.
So was he one of those guys that just said, "Oh, didn't know that," or did he just like keep trying to relate it to like Taiwan or something?
Well, so it started off because basically long story short, I told him I was Thai. I told her and Jessica's mom that I was Thai, and he's like, now, does that mean that your family's from Taiwan? And I'm all like, oh, no, it means my family's from Thailand, or at least it means my mom's from Thailand. And of course he's all like, oh, yeah, Thailand, oh. He's like, so if someone's from Taiwan, they would be... And I'm like, they'd be Taiwanese. And he's like, oh, okay, good to know, thank you. And then, of course, when Dean swaps over the answering machine to a 24-hour time, military time, that actually makes way more sense, though.
Just as a concept?
Yeah, I use 24-hour time. I've used it since I was 21, and it was so dumb. Basically, I think it was the morning before I got this clipper done. Or excuse me, the night before I got this clipper done, I was just really excited to get it done, and I had woken up kind of early that day, and I had had a couple beers at dinner, and I don't know, just long story short, I ended up taking a nap kind of late in the day, and when I woke up, I looked at my phone, and I saw that it was 7:30, and I was like, oh shit, it's 7:30, so I got in the shower, started getting ready, because I was excited because I had a tattoo appointment that morning. I get in the living room, I see my roommate's home, and I know that he's supposed to be at work, and I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, what's up, dude? He's like, oh, you going somewhere? And I'm like, is it 7:30 a.m. right now? He's like, nah, dude, it's p.m. And I was like, ugh. But it was, of course, it was August, so of course 7:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. look exactly fucking alike, so ever since then, I've been a big 24-hour time guy.
I think my last job used it as their primary mode of time, so I just kind of gotten used to it.
hey, no, I feel it. I mean, once you learn it, it's definitely a good one to have. It's an advantage to have in other people. John is fucking awful at driving. Seriously. Like, ugh. That is, oh my god. Who taught him to fucking drive?
I mean, I don't think you learned much at the North Pole about driving.
Touche. And then, of course, the Solomons, though, they have their priorities in line. I mean, I miss video stores, but of course, I mean, hitting up the video store to dispute that late fee, but also rent another movie instead of, going straight to Dad. I mean, they got it figured out.
Right, Dad would have wanted us to dispute that late charge.
Exactly! And then, of course, when John gets Tara tattooed on his stomach, I mean, I'm fucking scared of belly tattoos. Like, we just finished my back, and that, I mean, it wasn't a cakewalk, but, I mean, we did it, and it's fucking awesome, but, it's... Getting my belly done, oh, fuck. More power to him, And they're so shitty to Janine. And then, of course, so when they're at that Lamaze, class, the birthing class, I was listening to the mom talk, like the one who had just had the baby. And I was like, is that fucking Flo from Progressive? Yeah, dude. It really? Totally, yeah. Like, no cap. It's totally fucking Flo. Like, I looked it up on IMDb. Yeah. It's fucking Flo from Progressive. And I was like, oh shit, she's the most famous person in this movie. Yeah. And then, of course, keeping that air horn locked up with the booze in the Solomon apartment, that's actually kind of genius. Why didn't our family do that growing up?
Did we have any air horns?
Nah, but we had booze. So when, they had to have Dad there for the birth of the baby, that's some Texas Chainsaw Massacre bullshit right there.
Better or worse that he's comatose? The dad.
Yeah, for better or worse. Oh, or was that a question?
I mean, either or, yeah.
I mean, for better or worse, yeah, he's comatose, but probably for the better he's comatose. Definitely for the better he's comatose. Just go ahead and let's look at some of my final thoughts for this film, The Brothers Solomon. I really like the whole message that a family isn't blood, family is who you love. You know what I'm saying? I really like that. I did some research on the film, and I think that you might be surprised to know that this film, the original idea for the script and everything, it was actually a rejected plot for a Kenan and Kel episode. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm
entering a woman for their father. that's my favorite Kenan and Kel.
I'm making that up. This was not a Kenan and Kel plot, rejected or otherwise. No, but I mean, you can kind of see
that's right. It's a little too edgy for Kenan and Kel. The Amanda Show, on the other hand.
Oh my god, if you... fucking man. Fucking
Have you seen those memes about how the old Nickelodeon logo used to be a foot?
Unfortunately, I have. Yeah, uh-huh. That's some bullshit, man. However, just the fact this was directed by Bob Odenkirk, first thing it made me think of was, what if this were made in 1994 with Chris Farley and David Spade? Honestly, I feel like without this film, you couldn't have had Step Brothers the following year in 2008. I mean, definitely far different movies, but, I feel like this did kind of pave some ground.
I feel that.
All right. Well, Matt, hey, thank you so much. Real quick, do you have anyone you want to shout out before we go today?
On the theme of brothers, I'd say my brother, you. This is already your show.
Hey, well, thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. And thank you for rejoining me on the show once more, you know? I mean, it's, I'm not going to lie, as of late, it's been a little hard for me to get inspired about, you know, just projects like this in general, you know? And I mean, one thing that's kind of kept me going is the fact that I have really cool records of conversations I've had with awesome people, you know, in my life. Like, I've had professional wrestlers on this show. I've had porn stars on this show. I've had filmmakers, musicians. I've had you. I've had Spidey. I mean, I've had so many different people, you know, and I'm just so thankful for all of it, you know.
So, thanks. Thank you again for having me.
Hey, of course. Well, I love you, man, and thank you so much for reappearing. You have a good night, all right?
I love you too, man. Have a good one.
Hey, thank you. All right, and thank you so much for joining me. I'm Austin Larson, and this has been Austin Talks Through the Movie.